China economy strong, building strong economy, economy for China, for China. Hello everybody, and this is Argent, and we're going to be playing CnC General Zero. Just normal CnC Generals, not CnC General 0 Hour. It took a little bit of effort to get this to work because this is a very old game. If it looks too shitty stretched, let me know. I can only get this to play in 4x3, just because of how old it is. You actually have to go through, if any of you ever want to play one of these, there's something called the CnC Launcher Fixer that allows you to put these in windowed mode, and also allows you to stream them and to do that kind of thing. So we're going to be playing CnC Generals. This is kind of the black sheep of the Command & Conquer family, I guess you could say. It was the most divisive. Some people really like CnC Generals and consider it to be the best. Some people really hate it. It was just very different. It's not really like CnC 4, which was universally hated and absolutely no one liked. Some people liked this, some people hated it, some people liked 0 Hour, some people hated 0 Hour. So we're going to go through this. This is also a Q&A stream, so if you want to ask me anything, let me know, and we'll just kind of have a chill stream, as DSP would put it, a chill stream. So as always, I can't hear the audio on these just because it would go back, it would reverberate. So let me know if just the sound effects are too low, high or too quiet. Okay, those sound too loud for me, so let me just turn this down a bit. Okay. That's a bit better. Okay, so we're going to be playing as China. Oh, there's no easy in this game. Interesting. Okay, we'll just play it on normal then. So we're going to be playing as China, of course. God, the resolution on this is bad.
Greetings, Comrade General. I am Lin Zhang, your senior intelligence officer. Today, as we claim our rightful place among the world's leading nations, your troops will provide security for the glorious display of our military strength. The People's Army will not tire in our pursuit of the terrorist enemy.
Oh. If anyone wants to know, this is primarily where China Economy Strong comes from. This is like the act. If you ever hear the fake accent I have, this is where it's from. The Dragon Awakes! Yes! Chinese military parade, Beijing. This is so campy. But so awesome. Oh.
We are in position. Is it time?
The package has been secured and will arrive as planned. Proceed with attack.
For the cause! Attack! GLA ambush! All units return fire! Group 3, strengthen that cruises! There are too many of them! We must retreat! Fire! Their attack is faltering! Victory is ours!
They would never let them make a game like this today. Even the GLA is like the hilarious fake Arab accents, and America is really funny too. Well, it's not a bad thing. They can, this is a good Keynesian stimulus. They can hire people to rebuild the city. And unlike the ghost cities, people probably actually live here. Hello, have a bad day. It's, let me just see how the, yeah, you can, oh no, chat looks like shit. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, to destroy the nuclear warhead storage facility. So, pardon me if I suck. It's been a long time since I played this game. When you came to the UK, you could have done an IRL meetup. I considered that. I was just too busy when I was in the UK, to be perfectly honest. I had a very, very intensive schedule. So let's see here.
Let's take a look.
Okay, so I have a garrison. I'll put some tank hunters in here.
All units, fire!
All units, fire!
We'll tell China is under attack.
Unit lost.
We'll tear through their armor.
No. Oh well. Anyways, so let's see here.
China. Ah, yes. Build orders complete, sir.
Oh, have a bad day. Sorry, I was
That's a good choice.
I don't know what my brain did there.
Ready for orders.
They're very similar. Okay.
People's army.
So let's see. What are the chats? What are your opinions on veganism? Veganism is retarded. It's just, I don't know. I hate all of them, to be honest. I can kind of understand vegetarianism, but generally speaking, I don't like it.
I like the big target.
Humans are...
I'm carrying the big gun. On the hunt.
Yes, the cars are blowing themselves up. The GLA is based on Al-Qaeda. I'm just building some base defenses. But no, veganism's really stupid.
We are the Red Guard.
Humans wouldn't... If we weren't meant to eat meat, we wouldn't have evolved to be able to eat meat, I guess, in my opinion. Let's see here. It helps maintain weight. I don't know. Wait, did the stream go down? No, the stream's still up. I don't know what he's referring to. I don't know. I just... Let me know if the audio balance is okay.
Maintain a smooth ride. China's tech division.
China's tank division.
Let us get closer.
Let us get closer. The Americans are really funny. Like, the Americans have, like, the over-the-top, really deep American voice. It's like, preserving freedom. It's the right thing to do.
Let us get closer. Moving volatiles. Keep it steady. Set them ablazing.
I think most, like, top-tier people play as GLA. I don't know. I'm gonna do, like, a really obscure shout-out. Or, no, a really obscure reference. Have any of you guys ever seen
many of our units, they are most
Enemy
effective
destroyed.
in large
All
groups.
units, advance.
I think you will
GLA
be
detected
pleased.
in forest beyond the bridge.
So one of the things with Chinese units is because it's based on strength in numbers, like IRL China. When units are in a large group, they get a horde bonus. So Battle Master tanks get a horde bonus, so they get stronger when you have a whole bunch of them. Red Guard also have that. I forget if there's any other units that get a horde bonus. Those are the two main ones, I think.
We are moving.
China's kind of in between the US and the GLA. The GLA focuses on just masses of cheap infantry
General, keep
combined
your
with...
forces back. A fire strike is on the way. Tiger Wing, we have pulled back from the area. You are now clear to commence your attack.
Tiger Wing inbound. Targets acquired.
Let me know if the audio balance is okay.
Tiger Leader reporting. Target
Well done,
eliminated.
Tiger Wing. Sector clear.
Oh, Tiger Wing.
One final task remains, General. Destroy the weapon stockpile to deny the GLA control of our nuclear arsenal.
Maintain a smooth ride. Moving volatiles. Right. We are moving.
Yeah, so the GLA relies on masses of cheap units combined with a lot of, like, suicide units. The GLA units often have really high offensive
GLA
capabilities,
forces have the high ground. Armor battalion, advance.
Let loose the Jews.
but are super weak otherwise. USA units are all elite. Like, the basic USA infantry is the Ranger, for crying out loud.
Moving volatiles.
The enemy has been crushed.
Get closer. Ignition.
Yeah, the GLA is kind of like Zerg, USA is kind of like Protoss, and China's kind of like Terran. Chinese units aren't flexible, but there's a lot of them, and they are... their units are all decent. They don't really have any obvious strengths or weaknesses.
Rebel scum detected. Fire.
The GLA appear determined to hold the weapons facility. Units lost that they are in need of a demonstration of China's military might.
Yes, China military.
Steady.
Okay, what was I thinking of again?
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
You have been promoted. For the glory of China.
Temperature stable. Ignition.
We have reached the weapons storage facility, General. Destroy it to prevent any further GLA attacks on our people.
Why would you blow up your own nuclear facility? It doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't you be taking it back?
We are victorious.
And why is the Chinese nuclear weapons so easy to capture? You are victorious for China. Continue.
General, an active GLA cell has been unmasked in Hong Kong. We suspect the terrorists have targeted buildings in the commercial center. The cell must be crushed and its members eradicated. Strike hard, General, and without mercy.
Is there more than 3 factions? In 0 Hour, there's 9 factions. There's 12 factions. No. Yeah, there's 12 factions in CnC Generals, 0 Hour. Because each country gets 3 generals, and the generals have modified unit rosters, and they can actually be pretty different. Like, the main one is CSA Air versus China Imp. Like, the game should have been called CSA Air versus China Imp Hour. And they were going to introduce a Tibetan faction to balance off China, but that didn't wind up happening. So it's just like, China Imp is for noobs. China Imp is for noobs. I don't know. If anyone gets that reference, I'll give you like 100 internet points. I don't think anyone will get that reference. It shows me what a millennial boomer I am. I'll give people a second. I'll give you a bigger hint. The masterer and the ownerer.
We're lucky to be alive. They will regret this.
General, the terrorists have taken over the convention center. You are going to have to destroy it and the attached parking structure.
Why?
To stop the terrorist threat.
Why do you have to blow it up? I love how they like don't try to recapture anything. They just blow everything up that they possibly can. Like, they just don't care.
We will live in prosperity.
General, that's all that's left of the assault force. We need to build a command center and a radar dish.
We're building our base on the field.
General.
Fighting for the Red Army.
Oh,
Tanks out there.
building based on field to make China stronger.
Ready for orders. Immediately.
See, could I get artillery barrage this time? Artillery barrage is really good.
Build orders complete, sir. build
I love how they use nuclear reactors. USA uses cold fusion, and GLA doesn't use electricity because they're Al Qaeda.
Understood. I'm carrying the big
Yeah, so there's each faction gets 3 generals. So USA gets an air general, a super weapon general, and a laser general. China gets a nuclear general, a tank general, and an infantry general. And the GLA gets a toxin general, a stealth general, and a...
pick up some goods.
God, who's the 3rd GLA general? There's Dr. Thrax, there's Prince, and a terrorist general. Is what they get.
Let's pick up some goods.
Oh,
Construction built to spec. We
built
have
to
big
spec.
plans.
Demolition, thank you. I just call him the terrorist general.
Location, sir. We will live in prosperity. Built to spec.
enemy tanks out there.
We have big plans.
We have big
We
plans.
will let it be done. That's a good.
USA Air is kind of overpowered. Because with USA Air, the USA Air General gets point defense lasers on his aircraft. And the point defense lasers will shoot down incoming
I'm carrying the big
incoming missiles. So it makes it like them really good. It makes normally fragile aircraft into
Upgrade
much
complete.
stronger. Obviously, though, that those kind of weapons cannot block.
Building is complete.
What's it called again? They can't block.
Plan, General. We will live in prosperity. There's a train coming.
Get off the tracks!
Oh,
Ready for battle.
okay, we got some reinforcements.
Build orders complete, sir.
Build orders complete, sir.
For China.
Yeah, USA Air is really good. China Imp is ridiculously good. China gets the equivalent of the Mammoth tank in this game, the Emperor tank, and the China tank general gets Emperor Overlords, which are ridiculously overpowered. They cost the most, I think, of any unit in the game, but they're
Paying attention.
ridiculously
All up
good.
in that building.
USA Air also gets fuel air bombs as one of the weapons on its fighters, and fuel air bombs are one of the like end game general's powers. They're one of the best like weapons in the entire game. Let's see, I want a bunch of battle masters. I haven't played this in a long time. Let me see, is there another supply depot somewhere that I can get some more resources
General,
for?
the GRA have sent in their toxin tractors. They fire a toxic green ooze. Keep your infantry away from them and use your tanks to deal with this new threat.
Infantry just suck in this game in general. Except for actually anti-vehicle infantry are that bad, but most infantry in this game are just fucking atrocious.
China's tank division. Let's build.
Let's
Ah,
build.
yes. That's a good start.
That's a good start.
A very good plan, General. China's tank division.
Yeah, so China gets Gatling technology, which is kind of cool. Kind of like Yuri in Yuri's Revenge.
Construction is very economical.
Unit lost.
Infantry has always been awful in the CnC games. That's true. The only time I think infantry was good in the CnC games was in Red Alert 2. In Red Alert 3, they gave every unit in the game the ability, basically every unit in the game, the ability to clear buildings. So it just sucks, and there's so many like infantry hosing weapons that just kill them really quick. But there's never really been much of a point to build infantry outside of Red Alert 2. In Red Alert 2, they were really good, especially USA infantry. GIs and Guardian GIs were both amazing. Anyways, the show I was referring to earlier was Peeronage. I don't know if anyone here is like old enough or boomer enough to remember Peeronage. It's a Canadian, or I guess it was a Canadian produced internet show that was the life of I think his name was Jeremy. I think that's where I got that might have been where I got the name Jeremy subconsciously from. And he is like a pro CnC Generals player, and he's like a professional neat and just a complete loser.
It will look real nice when it's done.
In general, in the CnC games, I normally play Nod. I think the only game where I play GDI is CnC Tiberian Dawn. Generally speaking, though, I prefer playing Nod. They were way better in Tiberian Sun, and they were way better in Tiberian Wars.
Building is complete.
Building is completed. Okay, I think I have enough troops to launch an offensive. Oh, okay, I should build another Gatling cannon there.
I built for China. Nice location. Fighting for the Red Army. Move order confirmed. Yes, General.
Let me think. What are my... Maybe I'll just go through... Because I want to do a video on this, but there's no need really to do a video. So, who are my mains in every game? My mains
Toxin base in sight.
in CnC is normally Nod.
Move order confirmed.
I'm trying to remember what the other games are.
Yes, General. We are invincible.
So there's them. In Age of Empires, it was normally Turkey, or Byzantium was normally my main in that game. In Soul Calibur, it's normally Cervantes, Nightmare,
Good work, General.
Cervantes and
Destroyed their
Nightmare,
toxin
and
base.
Mitsurugi.
Now they shouldn't be able to build any more toxin traps.
In Smash Bros, it's normally Bowser and Captain Falcon are normally my two favorite characters. I'm trying to think what other games there are. I feel like I'm missing another big RTS. Sins of a Solar Empire is really hard because I think the TEC is by far the best faction, but they can be a little kind of boring to play as. Advent is cool. I just find actually, you know what? The cool thing about Sins of Solar Empire is they're kind of all OP in their different ways. Visari, I think, are the worst faction, but I like playing as them the most. Will you be on Millennial Yule 2019? I'll try to go on Millennial Yule 2019 if I can. So I normally in Sins will either play as TEC Rebels or okay, TEC Rebels is really good, and Visari Rebels are also really good. I normally would play the Distant Stars mod, which would just add a lot of stuff. Mainly it added a lot of tech levels. Because in the default game, most technologies only had like 2 tech levels, and they updated it to like 6 to 8, so the games are a lot longer. And they added a whole bunch of planet types and stuff. Some of the stuff they added in Distant Stars, they eventually just put in the vanilla game, in patches. Like black holes and that kind of thing. So, yeah, Distant Stars mod's really good. The Star Wars mods are really good. Thrawn's Revenge I really like. Even though some of the mods, though, I find are kind of too hard compared to the base game. Like, I can play against hard opponents no problem in the base game, but I find them very difficult in some of the mods. Ooh, car bombs. Ugh. This level isn't that hard, it's just terrorists are kind of OP, in my opinion. Let me think, what are some other RTSs I like? In HOI, I normally play as Japan. Japan's probably my favorite faction to play as. In those, in EU4, or in EU3, I like Japan a lot. I also like Spain a lot. Spain's probably my favorite faction. Just because I really like doing all the colonial stuff. Let me think, what are some other games?
Unit lost.
It will rebuilding this will create jobs. Oh, okay, Emperor. Okay, Dawn of War. In Dawn of War, I admit I'm kind of a scrub. I normally like to play as either Necron or Chaos, I guess I'd say, are my two favorite factions. Necron if I just want to win, and let's see, Emperor Battle for Dune. That's tricky. I liked Harkonnen and Atreides a lot. I guess I prefer Atreides because they have a lot of good long-range infantry. Kinjal infantry are really good, and the Minotauros is really good.
The terrorist threat is finished. Good work, General.
I never actually played any of the Warcraft games. But yeah, in Dawn of War, I tend to like either Chaos or Necron.
General, we have a most critical situation. Another terror cell has infested the area surrounding the Three Gorges Dam. Enemy reinforcements now threaten our own valiant troops, including our agent, codenamed Black Lotus. Use any means necessary to halt this GLA attack.
I hate how everything's
and
named
annihilate
Black
their soldiers.
Lotus. Like in Excel World, how what's her name? Kurikihime is also named Black Lotus. It just gets really old.
We've lost the reactor! Everyone attack! GLA forces have reached the base. They will pay for this!
All forces, regroup at the command center.
lost. All forces retreat to the dam. I have a plan.
Look at that Smexy character model.
Destroy the dam. Flooding the valley is the only way we can stop the GLA now. Hurry before the forces escape.
I love how much China just blows their own shit up in this campaign.
Nice location.
The it's kind of cool. In 0 Hour, the last Chinese mission is called the Dragon's Destiny, and it starts with the U.S. withdrawing from Germany, because that's kind of where one of their second largest base in the world is. I'm not sure if that's true anymore, but it was for a very long time. But yeah, so they withdrew from Germany, and in the aftermath of that, the GLA overruns it. So Europe asked China to come in and become kind of